Hello everyone and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We are on the final part of the third chapter of the game. This is Turnabout Serenade and we're doing the latter part of the trial. I believe Daryan, we're going to be cross-examining Daryan, who probably is the one who did the murder. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Apollo, I can't believe it. It really happened during the second act. And right in the middle of Lemire's performance? The reason why she was in the air vent. And that switch in the flaming guitar. Yeah, she needs to tell us what this illusion was. That would probably explain everything. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. Oh, he's here, finally. He hasn't been here this whole chapter. Ah, Daddy. Mr. Wright, you believed in me? Not really. Hitting him with the hard truth. Huh? I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than say, hiya. Why do I even bother hoping? Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all. Yeah, where have you been? Ah, so sorry, but he just abandoned his daughter to be with Apollo, who he doesn't even know. I'm on a secret mission. Ooh, secret? You mean like you're undercover? Like Mr. Lataus, only shorter, not as well dressed. Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy? Oh. Ha ha ha. Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a little while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go, he's gonna drop some logic on us right before he heads out. What? Good luck. Oh, that's it? Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. Do I? You'll get Maki to buy off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Daryan Crescend. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to try to protect their own, right? The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption, namely that our Diva Divine is telling the truth. But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch? Yeah, she needs to tell us, though. A piece of jewelry in a lyrical blender. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case. But if the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singed scent of failure. Well, that's very, very descriptive. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky Emma? Let's see, this bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is. What are those? Yeah, what are those? What are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material. They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa? Oh, I wonder if because I think that was something that they talked about last time. It's been a while, so I'm trying to remember. So maybe he was shot and then they set off a firecracker later to make it sound like a gunshot so that they think he was shot later than he actually was. Hey, Apollo, that's where we found that little device thingy. Right, this. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. Burnt fragments added to the court record found at the crime scene bearing gunpowder residue, possibly a firecracker. That's all for me, I suppose. Here, let's look at it. Can I look a little closer? Ugh. So you think this was some kind of firecracker? Yeah, or one of those noisemakers like you shoot off in New Year's. Oh, okay, yeah. Did you know that in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? Ooh, I didn't know that. Today I learned. So it's kind of the same thing. Really? I had no idea. Well, did you know this? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce jar of peanut butter. Oh, I didn't know that. I am learning so much from this game. At least my useless fact had something to do with the evidence. Okay, I think is that everything? Is there anything else I can look at? No. All right, well, that's all from me, I suppose. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? What does that mean? Find Daryan Crescend's igniter and set it off. Okay. And he walked out the door just like a magician, normally. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods. What does that mean? I don't know. I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. I guess. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Druzy. I probably shouldn't take too long of a break between episodes of this case because then I kind of forget what happens. Okay, we're in the court. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where's Detective Crescend? In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Daryan, was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs, Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Yeah, he could still be a murderer. Oh, I know. Air forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Daryan Crescend. At least we don't have to look at his hair from the bad direction. Name and occupation, please. Daryan Crescend, Detective, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. No, that's the International Affairs Division for those of you. Oh, because the other guy was an Interpol agent, and I'm a guitarist for the Gaviners. Maybe you've heard of us. Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Daryan. And don't call me partner. Heh, so much for old friends. Well, at least, Gavin has some, what's the word, ethics? I see what you're doing, Daryan. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial? Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lemurer's testimony, if in fact you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Virginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice, he's compensating for something. Probably. Wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. Ha! I'm trying not to pay attention to the trial, but the portraits look really good. Oh, the character art? I mean, are you talking about the hair or just in general? Because in general, I agree, but the artist with the hair, I don't know what they were thinking with that. Conventional methods are out the window, huh? Here goes nothing. All right, Daryan, how are you going to defend yourself here? Daryan's rebuttal. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. Well, you don't sing. Isn't he just a guitarist? She forgot the words because she heard gunshots as if. Didn't Detective Emma Skye hear those gunshots during the third set anyways? See, that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe he set off a firecracker to make it sound like the gunshots were later. The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. So you claim Lemurer's testimony was a lie? Hey, don't get me wrong. I dig what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind. You go too far, Daryan. Look, all I'm saying is you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Skye? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. You didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Lemurer's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. Cross-examination. Okay, where do we want to press? Probably just start from the beginning. I'm not even really sure. Hold it! You don't have any proof she was lying. Oh yeah, kid? You saying I lied? No, I'm just saying, Apollo, glare back at him. I couldn't help it. I flinched by reflex. Detective Crescend. Yeah? What do you want? Nothing. Apollo, chin up. Back straight. You're wilting. This guy's hard as nails. He makes walkie-talkie look downright cooperative. Look, there's no way the diva remembers my voice. She never heard me. Ooh. Hold on. Go back. Present. Or not present. Press. You never talked to her even though you were playing in the same concert? Not a word as far as I can recall. But weren't there planning sessions or something? Gavin took care of all that himself. Daryan wasn't involved in any of the meetings with her. Ugh. As if you could just go around remembering everyone's voice like that anyway. Well, I'm sure if she's blind, she's, like they say, does she rely more on her other senses? Only an idiot would believe that. Amira's hearing is very sensitive. She could remember him if she heard him, I'm sure of it. I just can't prove it. And I need proof. She forgot the words. We know she missed the words. The mixing board proved it. Oh, yeah, there was a mistake, but blaming it on gunshots is just a lame excuse. What do you mean? The mixing board proves what? It proves there was a mistake in the song, a miscue. So, she just flubbed it up big time, that's all. She spins this story about a gunshot to protect the kid and cover for her own goof. Man, I'd have to hand it to her. If she wasn't sticking it to me at the same time. Daryan, watch what you say. Amira is an artist. She just flubbed it up? That's no small accusation for a performer of her caliber. Heh, she got to you all right. I can see it in her eyes. I tell you, most of her stuff is so pretentious, it's way over my head. Ooh. Questioning her art? I'm detecting a rift in the governor's ranks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Daryan's gonna get kicked out of the band. Anyway, she's too close to the defendant. Her testimony can't be trusted. I do kind of agree with that. You ask me, I'd go with Detective Sky's story at the drop of a pick. Maybe we should get Emma in here. Didn't Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during the third set? Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you heard them too, right? The gunshots. Yes. We heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. Heh. I guess you and Lemire got the same excuse then. We know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from that room during the third set. It's a firecracker. What we must determine is whether those sounds were actually gunshots. Maki heard them too. Remember he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them? So how do we figure out just what those gunshots during the third set were? Maybe I need to... Ooh, shoot, I didn't mean to click that. He's pretty eager to paint Lemire as a liar, isn't he? Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case. This is tough. So what do we do? I've got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Let me... I'm gonna try to present this firecracker. Objection! See what he says? Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? The first was this small device. That's the remote-triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing. What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope. Rip guitars in this game. Traces of gunpowder are found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. How did Gavin know about that? Yeah, this is what always confuses me. Aren't they supposed to know about all the evidence going into the trial? Like, I'm not a lawyer, but I feel like, isn't that what's supposed to happen? They always seem so confused. What, you think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning, before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Daryan as a witness at today's trial. Just in case. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. I agree with this theory. Haha, you got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. How so? So, you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off right when two witnesses came walking by? Well, maybe. Maybe you're waiting for people to walk by. That's right. Daryan was out on oh, that's true. When it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then? If a firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one there to hear, you get my drift? Why go through the trouble, man? Okay, yeah, I see that. How do I explain this? You may not look it, but Daryan is a gifted detective. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it. He may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself, and I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? Something you should have told— Yeah, the headset. You shouldn't have brought this up before. A headset, the kind all of the band and staff members were wearing. Did Daryan drop it? That's right. We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. What if the headset wasn't dropped, but placed? Oh, so it was his headset and he placed it there as some kind of trigger, maybe? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway, even if you were out on stage. Oh, so so reverse. He could hear when there were people in the hallway, so he knew when to set it off. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Daryan. There are no sides in a court of law. Thank you for having ethics, Gavin. I feel like, no offense to lawyers, but sometimes ethics can be a little fuzzy in the courtroom. Which is why I now turn to you, Air Forehead. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? The igniter and the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they were part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no closer to proving anything. How can we prove it? Those gunshots might have been real or fake. We can't say. You raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. Tell me what? He wants you to prove the thing went down in the second act, while our little piano player was on stage. That right, Gavin? Indeed. If you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Okay. Well, Mr. Justice, can you prove the crime took place during the second set? Yeah, I think. You better know, Apollo. I don't know. Otherwise, we're through. It can be proven. You make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you. I don't know what evidence I would need to give. Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness your testimony, if you would. This isn't going to be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast. Heh. You ready, kid? 'Cause I am. He's going to stab me with his hair. The shooting took place during the second set. If you're so sure, let's see your proof. Hold it! Let's press him first. But the gunshots heard during the third set could have been... What? Some kind of setup? I've heard that one before. We need proof, Apollo. We need to prove that the shooting took place during the second set. Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears. Maybe the gunshots are the key after all. What do you mean? Well, Lemire said she heard them, right? Right in the middle of her illusion, when she was up above the ceiling. When she forgot the words to the song, yeah. If you can prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics. We're home free, I think. True, not easy, but true. Would it be on the sound mixer? Is there some way to prove that? Let's take a look through our evidence. Maybe there's something in there. Hey, aren't you supposed to be cross-examining me? Try to refrain from private discussions during cross-examination, Mr. Justice. I'm collaborating with my team here. Right, Your Honor, sorry. Let me take a quick look through the court record. It's pretty eager to paint Lemire as a liar, isn't he? Am I supposed to do that on my own? Videotaping? That's right, we have the videotape too. Would the sound be on there or on the sound mixer? Is there... Oh, no, I'm not gonna listen through that. Would we be able to hear a gunshot? I guess I'll keep going. Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case. This is tough. So what do we do? I've got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Okay. I feel like, yeah, I need to present something here. Present. I'm gonna do the soundboard. Objection! See what that does? It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here in Lemire's song. Her song? What exactly is this device thingy? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps? Come on, we just use this, and don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part. Part? You move the sliders to adjustable. I have to do this again. I was so bad at this last time. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lemire's voice included. Oh, but what does this prove? So I guess if we can hear the track with her voice, we should hear a gunshot in the background. According to Lemire's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah, you intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Ha, ridiculous. Don't flick your hair. How are we supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Daryan? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh, we were all deeply involved in our performance, but Lemire's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. Then let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now. Lemire stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot and I'll find the gunshots. Oh no, it's gonna penalize me. Okay, which one is her voice? Play. Wait, which one's her voice? I don't hear a voice in any of these. Okay, so I'm not sure which part. Did she move the second part? I need to hear the gunshots in one of these. I'm gonna have to turn this up on my end. Sorry. Which one of these is meant to be her voice? So one of these is gonna have a gunshot sound in it. Oh, that's it. Wait, how do I present this?
Take that!
Your Honor, listen closely to this part. Hold on, let me turn this down. This is like really loud for me now. Okay, that should be good. This is the track with Lemaire's vocals. It'd be nice if there was actually somebody singing so you could tell that that's what they meant. This is like the 20th time we've seen this, this animation. I did hear something faintly there, yes. Why, it sounded like a gunshot. What? This has to be some kind of mistake. The bouncing hair, stop. I believe the case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemaire's testimony was true. Ah. Order. So, she was telling the truth about what she heard? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Lataus. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch, now. So it's him pressing the switch, I guess, for the firecracker. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. Oh, that was for the guitar. Detective Crescend, you weren't on stage during the second set. So there were two things ignited. The guitar on stage, and then the firecracker behind the stage in the dressing room? You could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't two bullets fired from this weapon? Lemire was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, boom. The gun fired again, and Mr. Lataus' life was taken. Technically, he died later. Well, Detective Crescend? Once again I am reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Air Forehead. What is it with today? Problem after problem, ugh. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted, my guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. Yeah, because Daryan missed a part too. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Yeah, it was you, Daryan. I thought it strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, What? Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Lataus' .45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. Oh, the kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. That's why I'm confused why they're saying a child shot that gun, because he's tiny. How could he shoot that gun? Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he heard himself shooting that revolver? Oh, you're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescend? I'm a trained police officer, you know, true. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .38 caliber weapon, a much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Lataus, which suggests that there was a struggle between killer and victim. So the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? The thought had occurred to me, yes. Okay. Oh, he's sweating and flicking his hair. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescend. What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up ready for action has to say. Hey, you, attorney. Me? Exactly. Which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin, I really do. I don't know, he seems pretty convinced though. Gavin does. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. Is it though? The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescend. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it. I mean, we don't care about reasons. It's hard facts we need. Proof of innocence. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Well, if he was like I said earlier, if he's an international detective, the guy was with Interpol, so maybe they know each other somehow? A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Lataus had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes, not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. I think the motive has to do with, where can I go to, the court record? This thing, the remedy for incuritis. That's who the Chief Justice's son, that's what he's sick with, so maybe they were trying to get a hold of this, which would mean we're incriminating some pretty high up people. Why would I even want to kill that manager? Let's press for now and see what we can present on. Her manager, sure, but Mr. Lataus was... Oh, right, sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted. That's not nice to say of someone who's dead. That's cold, dog. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. Got no motive. Maybe I should present here, but that's the same for Maki. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Ugh, more than I sure did. I mean, think about it. That was Diva's first trip to the country, right? Hey, Kelp. Hello, bye-bye. Thanks. If that's your way of lurking, I appreciate the lurk. Hope you're having a good day. Daryan, you're a detective with international affairs? Yeah? What of it? Even if this was Mr. Lataus' first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. That's what I'm saying. I mean, international, you could just meet in another country. Or you don't take any international trips in international affairs? That's right. Well, Detective Crescend? That's your game, is it? Guess I'd better confess then. Confess? Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas. What? You're an international? See, me and Plane's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other much. Oh, he's got a fear of flying. My condolences, Airport Head, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country. I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair. How could I possibly know her manager? Well, again, I mean, so you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now, Louise, that's a different matter altogether. So, you see? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? You sure about that? What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you. Listen, you try throwing out one of your wild accusations, I'll throw it back at you so hard you'll forget who you're accusing of what. He's getting real aggressive here. Air Forehead, perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, yeah? Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So he's using this motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too. Evidence. Should I present here or on the last one? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? So where can I, so I think it has something to do with this, the chief or this replica of Incuritis. Can I look at this a little closer? Was there anything I could, is there anything? Whoa, sample. Sample, huh? Think they put a big enough label on it? Maybe it's to keep some people from eating it by mistake. Yeah, they might think it was an otherwise tasty, multicolored lump of plastic. Maybe some manufacturer? Sample toys when you can't afford the real thing. Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay. I think it has to do with this. I just don't know if I'm right to present it right now. Like sometimes I feel like I think too far ahead and I end up getting it wrong, but I'm gonna try this. Oh no, I'm wrong. Yep. Okay, you can tell by the way they talk. I'm wrong. Objection overruled. Okay, try to think before you make accusations. Okay. Ah, that didn't go so well. Maybe I need to do it under motive? Okay, no motive. But maybe I need to present the newspaper article. Objection! That might be better. Oh, no. Okay. Where is it? Okay, let me try this here. Objection! I mean, this definitely has to do with it. Okay, there we go. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. No, it's not. It's plastic. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescend, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. 'Tis not, though. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. It is a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia, nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Lataus. Does it? It does. Wait, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon. Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. A curative? For what? Apparently, it is the most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Borginia. Whatever for. If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Ooh, I wonder if he was like trying to sell it. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. Oh, man, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking he was trying to cure the judge's son. But they want to make like a bioweapon, maybe? A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. Interpol? Right. The victim, Romain Lataus, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescend, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Romain Lataus wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was gonna sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. I mean, I don't think cops make a lot of money. I mean, maybe he's trying to get like a side hustle? Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. What you gotta say about that? International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Oh, okay. Man, I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal. There's nothing there to press on, really. Indeed, Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Lataus undercover. You kids think up the craziest things. But no way am I gonna risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what. Again, I think it has to do with the Chief Justice's son having incuritis. So maybe he wasn't trying to sell it on the black market, he was trying to get it for the son. Maybe he was working with the Chief Justice. What can I press on? This seems maybe like a good place. Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you. They arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Okay. Cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore? But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair too. Who's on trial? Can we cut Daryan's hair? I think his hair needs a haircut. Who's on trial here again? Man, you know obviously nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Man, I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal. Do you? Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you could say what you want about me, but back off International Affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to, Down, Daryan. It's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International Affairs, Interpol, and Borginian Customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that Diva says. Why I oughta... Oughta what? You want some of this? No, we don't want any of that. Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Ugh, screw cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Okay, so I do need to present something here. I think I need to present here. I think I need to present this article here, maybe?
Objection!
Oh no, that's not right. Maybe I present the article here? Try that. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justice's... A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Oh, why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying. Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. Yeah, there's some behind the scenes stuff going on higher up here. You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life. But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Crescend's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Yeah, we need to cure that hair. I agree. Detective Crescend, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Don't let sleeves over there trick you. I like sleeves better than forehead. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Virginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. What more can we get out of them? Virginian Customs is very thorough. Everyone gets checked. Oh, cocoon okay, so these are new. Hold on. Where were we? Hot and bothered. Virginian Customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. That's right. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. I definitely need to present something again.
Hold it!
Let's just press. That's pretty extreme. Virginia has this rep as an idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Virginia is a peaceful, pleasant country, so this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. That's the situation.
Hold it!
He'd like to know. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. That's true. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. I would be interested in you, purely from a legal perspective. Sure, Judge. I weep for our judicial system. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's got to be a way to find out what he was up to. So does that mean it wants me to press or present the cocoon somewhere? What else do I have? I don't know if I really have anything else that has to do with the smuggling part of it. I don't think anything else really makes sense. Everything and everyone gets checked. What are the other ones? Maybe this isn't a sample. Maybe this is the real deal. And they just slapped the word sample on it to get through. Here, let's try that. Oh, I don't think I'm right. Oh no, I'm wrong. Okay. Well, I tried. Okay. Yep, I lost another point. Okay. That didn't go well. I agree. Okay, so I have been told that Gavin's guitar is the key. So I'm guessing I present it here. Did they take the guitar through customs and they didn't check it thoroughly? It's the burnt up one, right? Oh, you know, I totally forgot about that part of it. A gift from Lemire sent from board. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's try this. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was stuck there. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? Yeah, I kind of forgot this part of it. It's been kind of a while. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like... So is Lemire in on this? How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemire's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. That's right. I totally forgot about this part. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was with cocoons this small? It would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Yeah, it got burned up. That would explain their motive to burn his guitar. Good memory, Air Forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this, in fact. An igniter. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitars. Oh, that's a lot of P's. Guitar is a mule. Ooh, and who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. Oh, yeah. So maybe Lemire wasn't in on it then? Somebody on the other side was in on it. Order, order, order. Because if he didn't leave the country, somebody must have put it in there. So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution? Ah, Air Forehead. At last, it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lemire's ballad, if you please. We're going to listen to this again. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Lataus. Okay, so he was the undercover agent. He was onto something. So who? I guess I'm confused because Daryan has never left the country, so there's somebody on the other end that he's working with. So maybe it is Lemire? I don't know. Maybe it's Maki. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Lataus tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch, now. Okay, so that was Daryan. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. Oh, okay, so there was a real one inside of there, not the sample one. And then Mr. Lataus died, with Lemire there to witness it. There's your case. I mean, it's still pretty speculative, right? Brilliant, man. Detective Crescend? I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Daryan. The Republic of Virginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. That's what I'm saying, he has somebody on the other side. Let's see you make a story up for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Virginian accomplice. Okay, who? That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemire heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch, now. You made this transmission from backstage. Maybe it was Maki. Maybe that's why Maki was in there. You made this transmission from backstage. while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. And for once I know what I'm doing. I don't. There's only one person who could have helped him. Because Lemire is blind. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Oh, there's two. I kind of think it's Maki. I mean, can she... I mean, she's blind. I guess just because she's blind doesn't mean she can't be a smuggler. I kind of want to say it's Maki. Because didn't he have a really strong reaction to that? I feel like I remember him having a really strong reaction to them showing him the sample.
Take that!
I'm gonna lose a lot of points if I'm wrong. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Maki Tobaye. But, Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client, that's a new one. Well, maybe he didn't murder, though. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Lataus, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lemire? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lemire was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Okay, well, looking at this, oh, because he was at the piano, it seems that Lemire still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made the transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Okay, so it was high up. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lemire stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lemire's position in the air vent. Ah. Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that, Your Honor? Yes, Detective? Could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time? Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. We're gonna okay, yep, here we go again. Take a shot every time we watch this animation, but don't do that because you'd kill your liver. Because Maki was on the stage here. I think he was on the piano, right? So he would have been within range to set off the guitar. I don't know where Daryan's going with this. Too bad, so sad, punk. Punk? You heard shots, we're doing shots. No, we're not doing shots. First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. We would have to do too many shots. You're losing rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? Yes, the police pointed out, Daryan. The problem isn't what we could see, correct, Daryan? Oh, right. It's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Yes, I am also a non-musician. Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the weed pianist to set off that guitar? That's exactly what I'm saying. That right? Yes? Someone said cocktails. Yes, cocktails and shots. Maybe, one day. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention. No, I don't want to listen again. I'm not musical. Piano. Soundboard time. No, I can't. I don't like it. I'm so bad at musical stuff. Okay. I turned it up on my end to see if I could hear anything, but I don't know. What seems to be the problem there? I'm asking the same question, Judge. The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem, man. Oh, he's saying if he ignited it, maybe he would have missed a beat on the piano. And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it? Yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva. Maybe he used his feet. Mirror. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Ugh. Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out. Oh, no. I remember. Remember? They found the igniter inside the piano. Maybe he hit a certain key to hit the igniter. Big brain. Big brain. They couldn't even press a switch. No, it was the piano. He pressed, I think that's what he did. I think I'm big braining this. Big braining this. Oh my god, take another shot. They're playing this animation again. So I bet when he gave Maki the signal, it must have been a certain key that he hit. The piano plays nonstop. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? No, I'm not wrong. I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... strange? What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Yeah, because he probably hit a wrong key. Mr. Justice, if Maki Tobae didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. I still like my theory that he used his feet, but okay, we'll go with the piano. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here are some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Maki Tobae the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought. Apollo, if Maki's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you'd better find a way to prove it. What do I do? There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this? Can you prove Maki Tobae pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Maki Tobae presented that switch? I can prove it. I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Air Forehead, you're sure about this? Ha, accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? I think it's it's soundboard time. Try that. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. I don't have to use it though, right? Okay. I hear a piano being played, but doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Maki could have played that part with one hand? Oh, okay. I thought they were going to suggest he pressed a key, but they're saying I mean, that's possible. He's an accomplished pianist, so very certainly he could do things with one hand. He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that, even if he had 3 hands. So sorry, so sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit, it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No, no way. Stop flicking your hair. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flame. Maki was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught on fire. And one section of the song proves it. No, I do have to use the soundboard. Okay. Which one of these is the piano? Hold on. We know, oops. I know one is the mirror. Which one is the piano? Here, I'm just going to go one at a time. Play. Okay, nothing there. Is that this sounds like a guitar. Okay, this sounds like the piano. Here, I'm going to turn it up on my end again, because... previous section. Here, let's start from the beginning. This sounds very, like, elaborate. It'd be the second part, right? It sounds a little off there, right? Plus there were some pauses. I guess there's a weird pause at the beginning there. Maybe this?
Take that!
Maybe that part? Let me turn it down again. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Air Forehead. Realize what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the "but a fleeting melody" phrase. Okay. Okay, yeah, you could just hear like one key in that part. Man, how many times do we have to listen to the same thing? I kind of agree there. You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to "Oh, that night in your embrace." I think it's saying maybe that it's like more elaborate sounding. But play verse 2 again. Oh god. There. Did you hear that? Kind of skipped a beat. They feel the same, true. But they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. I guess maybe not skipped a beat. It's quite simple. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple. Yeah, I guess I did say like you could only hear like one key. The same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use 2 hands to play that for sure. Well, what's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the 2 verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Well, Gavin wrote the song. Not this time, Daryan. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourself why Maki changed how he played. And there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. No! Nope, don't bounce. Order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Ooh. Oh, does he have something to say? Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over. I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Air Force. What happened? Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong. Your case is solid. The facts all check out. But even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive... I mean, that is kind of true. I agree. Yeah, but the facts, anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we would already have seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? Ooh, where's this gonna go then? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said? He said good luck. It won't be easy proving he did it, especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Okay, so something unconventional? So does that mean we need to use... Oh, every man has an igniter inside him. Maybe we need to use the perception thing? Find Daryan Crescend's igniter and set it off. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Ooh, every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes. Good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What, and this igniter is supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry, and I intend to hear this one to the very end. Yeah, what? I'm not quite sure where Apollo's going with this. Air Forehead, you're accusing this man, Daryan Crescend, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Lataus and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then, let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Daryan Crescend. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Daryan Crescend's plan is... Ooh, that's a toughie. Call a witness. Can we get Maki on the stand? He was already up there. I feel like I don't really have evidence. Maybe it's call a witness. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It's true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Daryan Crescend's guilt? I guess Maki. I mean, he'll still be in trouble. Oh, there is this guy too, though. Because he was on stage. Wasn't he the Lemire imposter? I think it's Maki, though. Let's try that.
Take that!
The one person who can prove Daryan Crescend's guilt is the defendant, Maki Tobaye. Your client? Again? Maki Tobaye was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Yeah, at least if he admits he's guilty to that, that gets him out of murder, right? Oh, no, but the cocoon smuggling plot will still get him sentenced to death. Jeez. Without him, Daryan Crescend could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Lataus was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar. Ooh, that got very scientific. Thus, if Maki Tobaye acknowledges his agreement with Daryan Crescend, concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. The case is solved. Daryan's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Let's not call a child a key tickler, that's weird. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Exactly, so maybe he won't admit to it. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescend. What? It's the other way around. If Maki doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Maki admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. Oh, okay, they won't extradite him. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia, and they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but don't bounce the hair. But if Maki doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but he's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial. The same goes for Maki Tabaye. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Maki Tabaye knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. No, don't touch it. Hey, don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion, real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. Oh, is he trying to bribe him? Please. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. No, don't talk. Ooh, oh, the hair is going crazy. The hair is going like Super Saiyan or whatever, however they say it. I don't know that word. Super Saiyan. Oh, it's limp now. Daryan, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession? Uh-oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. And you'll talk? You'll tell the court everything? I forgot, does he speak English or not? I didn't want it to turn out this way. But I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know? I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew, from beginning, I knew. Maki? Situation, I cannot explain. But money, I needed. Oh, very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Maki Tabaye? Yes? I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And, with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Lataus, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. Oh, his eyes! I thank you. Oh, I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Maki Tabaye, not guilty. Yay! Well, of murder. I mean, he's guilty of other things, but that's okay. Court is adjourned. I always like the little celebration at the end with the confetti. All right, we're in the defendant lobby. Yay! Maki Tabaye is free. Sort of free from murder charges. I wonder what'll happen to Maki. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Yay! Phoenix is back. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. Lemira? Is something wrong? I'm sorry. Maki was your partner on stage. Your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I'm considering an eye operation. Oh. It was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamira lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that, if I could. You want that job? I mean, that sounds like it'd be fun. It's probably one of the most fun things you could do in a court, I'm guessing. It's throwing confetti around. Perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right. She's the landscape painter in sound, after all. I will paint the two of you. I promise. Aw, woohoo! I can't wait, Lamira. Free portrait. I'll owe you my thanks to Apollo. Why? You haven't even been here this whole time. Thanks, Mr. Right, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy. I hope that we'll meet again someday soon. You bet. Me too. Yeah, what is Phoenix up to? And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. Oh, that's cute. Yep. And okay, that was a good one. I'm excited to see what the final chapter has. Good, it'll let me save here. Save current progress. Yep. All right, well, for everyone watching this video later, thank you so much for watching. Consider leaving a like and subscribing. And for everyone on the stream, this will be the end of the stream as well, because I think the next part will be the next chapter, which we'll do in a new stream.